Hello, my name is Randy Dobson. I'm an instructor here in the Houston, Texas area. And this video will be covering the Loft command, which is in your 3D menu for Autocad. As you can see, I've got my 3D menu up here. Loft is one of these four that will take 2D objects and use one of these commands, and you can create a solid model from it. It's also one of out of these four, which you'll hear me repeating for each one. If I go to Loft, the first thing you want to pick is mode, and that decides whether it's going to be a surface or a solid. Okay, so what I did, or I'm not going to bring that up just yet. I want to draw a couple circles here real quick, and let me just move this up. Okay, so when you're dealing with a loft, and I was trying to find a good picture of something, but really I couldn't. You think back when you were kids, and you were lofting a ball to each other. Okay, it's got a path. It's got a certain path that it's going on. It's going between different cross sections, which would be this young lady's hands and this young lady's hands. Okay, so if I go to Loft, and I've got these two circles, and I just select this and this, it looks like a cone. I hit enter twice, and now I've created this solid object. Now, the one thing to remember is I'm going to start Loft, and I'm going to go to mode. I want to make this a surface. Now when I pick these two, see, it's taking a direct path. It's kind of giving you an idea of what it's going to look like. See if you like it. I'm going to hit enter and then hit enter again to accept it. And as you notice, it looks like a, if I get my, here we go. Get this over here. You can see it looks like a megaphone. You'd see cheerleaders, football games or whatever, and they're using a megaphone to scream out at it. And I had to make it hollow to do that. If I would have done it Loft and just picked it these two circles and then hit enter and enter twice, as you can see, it would be pretty hard to yell through something like this, because as you can see, it is a solid. Now, and I'm just undoing, going back and forth if you're trying to figure out what I'm doing. The other thing is you can do loft width, and I'm going to show it over here. This is actually one of your assignments, a lampshade. This is just a rough. It's not by dimension. But you create the mode. I'm going to go loft. I want it to be a surface, because obviously it'd be hard to put a light bulb in a solid lampshade. Okay. Then it's saying select cross sections, and I'm going to select these two. Then I'm going to hit enter. Now at this point, if you've got guides or a path to use, you can select those. And as you get into 3D software, any kind of software, you don't want to overcomplicate it. You want to think of, something that'll help you out. And I want you to look at the word guides and path, and tell me what the difference is. Okay. I've asked this in my classroom for many, many years. I've had one person answer it correctly. So, some people will start looking at, well, path has 4 letters, guides has, 6, and so on and so on. And the answer is that guides is plural and path is singular. You can only walk down one path. If you said I was going to walk, you wouldn't say I'm walking down 2 paths. You would say 2 paths with an S. So in my case, I have 2 objects, so I would go with guides. Then I would pick this guide and this guide, and that was my only ones. I'd hit enter, and there is the bottom part of it. Now I can go back to Loft, go to mode, go to surface, select my 2 sections. I want to select this one right there and this one. I hit enter. Then I go to guides. I select this size and this side, hit enter, and there I'm done for the most part. That's what I wanted you to see. But lofting is going between sections. In this case, let me undo this so I can see it better. I went from this cross section to this cross section using these two guides, and then I went from this cross section to this. Some people will try to do all three at the same time, and some versions of AutoCAD don't work well with that. So that's why I suggest you just go between two cross sections for now, and then if you need a guides, that would be plural. If you only had one, if you just had something like that, then you would select path because there's only one of them right there. It's a fairly simple command. Just remembering that you're going to go between two different objects, and that you pick the mode first so you can decide whether you want to be a surface or a solid. And that concludes my video on Loft. Thank you.